Hey guys, Dan here. In this video, I want to go over the best 2000s Nickelodeon TV shows. Alright, let's get into it. The first show I want to talk about here is Drake and Josh. This show came out in 2004. It's about Drake Bell and Josh Peck. Like their mother and father got married. Now these guys are brothers for the first time. This was a classic TV show. It's one of my favorites growing up. It's about all their adventures and everything Drake and Josh get into, and their sister Megan. Very good show. If you haven't seen it, I think you should watch it. The next show I want to talk about here is the Fairly OddParents. This show came out in 2001. It's about Timmy Turner, Wanda, Cosmo's parents, and the babysitter Vicky. Cosmo and Wanda as Timmy Turner's Fairly godparents. They granted it backfires, but it's a lot of fun in the show. All the adventures they get into and all the stuff they get to do as babysitter and everything, and parents. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. The next show I want to talk about here is Ned Classified School Survival. It's about Ned and his friends here trying to survive middle school. This show came out at the same time as Drake and Josh in 2004. It's just about a kid trying to survive, get through middle school and everything with his friends. He picks up advice, gives you advice on what to do in school and everything. I thought it was a really funny show and everything. A lot of mischief and everything. Teachers are goofy, the kids are here goofy. Another good show from the 2000s. The next show I want to talk about here is Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. The show is about, as it says in its title here, a boy genius, Machine, Carl, and Jimmy Neutron, and there's a robot, Pat Goddard. Jimmy Neutron is very smart and everything, always shows off his brain and everything. Gets on the mischief adventures with his adventures and everything, especially with Carl and Sheen. They are so funny together. There's some very underrated moments in the show here. Another show that's a must-watch from the 2000s. Next show I want to talk about here is Danny Phantom. It's about a teenage kid and everything who's half ghost, half teenager. He got into an accident, there was an experiment, so now he can turn into a ghost and everything, disappear. It's a lot of fun to watch and everything. My name's Dan, I can relate to this show. I thought it was very popular. I was used to call Danny Phantom myself. But this show is a very good, underrated show from the 2000s. Doesn't get enough credit and everything. I think you guys should watch it if you can. The next show I want to talk about, another underrated show, is Life as a Teenage Robot here. This came out in the early 2000s here for Nickelodeon. It's a very underrated show. It's about a robot trying to blend in with friends and everything. He's trying to be funny and everything, but it's an underrated show. It doesn't get enough credit. It had a premature cancellation. Another highly recommend show you should watch. The next show I want to talk about here is As Told by Ginger. The show came out in 2000. It's about life as a teenager and as a ginger, about her adventures and everything, through her lines and everything. She got in lots of trouble here, has her friends to help her out, but it's a lot of fun to watch and everything. I wasn't really big into it until I got involved later on. Good show and everything, has a lot of good points to it. Another popular show from the 2000s on Nickelodeon was Avatar: The Last Airbender. I never really got into this until, again, another show I got until later on, but all my friends wanted me to get into this. A good anime series. Nickelodeon made it very popular, and even today it's still very popular, and there's a lot of it. Avatar movies now and everything. But in this early 2000s, the show became very popular with everyone who watched Nickelodeon. All the adventures of Aang and his friends here. He gets into a lot of stuff and has to fight his way out. He's trying to figure out who he is. It's a good show and everything. Now when I look back at it, I like it now. Wish I watched more when I was younger, but if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. The next show I want to talk about here is Invader Zim, another popular show here in the 2000s. It's about this alien who came to Earth thinking he needed to conquer it, but in reality, his peers just sent him here to get him away as far as possible. A lot of adult humor in here, a lot of classic lines. One of the best shows from the 2000s. A lot of watchable value will come back here. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And that's what I got here for my best Nickelodeon TV shows here. What do you guys think? What should have been on here? What did you leave out? Did you guys agree with it? Let me know in the comments here. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far. This video is also brought to you by Doobie Energy. Feeling tired, have no energy. I can use them to keep all my energy to do these videos. If you use promo code Dan19 at checkout, You get 10% off here. I highly recommend them. Thank you guys again for watching. I do sports, video games, retro TV, and theme parks and rides. Please check out my other content. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.